Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I'm joined here by super fans Riley Goldman, Devin Circus, and this is the week one recap of Jungle Talk. And I'm not clapping. I'm wearing the loser jersey. This is a Billy Price jersey. It's a jersey of shame, so that's why I put it on in this moment. Only one fitting for this video. Before we get started, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. We're by fans, for fans. Here we are in a dark time, but we are here doing our show because that's what we promised to do for you. And on our preview, I said if we lose this game, we'll have beaten ourselves, and we did everything wrong in this game that we could do. I don't know. Could we have scripted a worse start to the game?
No, I mean they could have come out and scored a touchdown instead of a field goal, but beyond that, no.
It, it
Well, the
at the end
turnovers
of the
didn't
first
start till later.
yeah, at the end of the first quarter, we had six plays that we had run. They had six first downs.
Right.
You cannot, we gave up 5 yards every time they started on first down. We couldn't, even
Yeah.
when we made contact early in the backfield. Dax Hill missed a bunch of tackles. The tackling was atrocious. We got beat in the trenches, and then we didn't make plays. We had a chance, almost a touchdown, almost an interception. I mean, it's a 7-7 game if we don't hurt ourselves. Um, I
Well,
just,
the two turnovers were an automatic 10 points on the board for New England.
well, it was six, but
I
yeah.
mean, say what you want. Ramondre was very good. He had 25 carries for a buck 20.
Oh,
We
well,
lost to a quarterback who was 15 of 24 for 121 yards.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
not to simplify it, but Tanner Hudson was walking into the end zone and Charlie Jones fumbled it at their 15. I mean, 10 points right there.
Right. Well, it's a 10-point swing, yeah, because we didn't get the touchdown, and I know points off turnovers, it's going to show six, but that was just that was everything. There was a game where the Bengals played the Steelers, and the Bengals took their opening possession. This is the Kenny Anderson days. They took their opening possession. They drove all the way downfield. They got to the 1 yard line, and they fumbled the ball. And that kind of set the tone. And that's kind of how I felt with the Tanner Hudson. It's like you're about to go in and everybody's so deflated. And that's coming off the Gesicki touchdown that was called back. And it was just, I just got that
Well,
feeling
it's
like
like
it kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
It's almost like that Browns game a couple years ago. Browns marched down the field, scored. Bengals marched down the field, answer, and Burrow threw a pick and go, 100-yard pick and go at a 14-0, and the game was over.
Right.
6 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just and this is one where we were fighting the whole time. Like I said, there's major things that need to be addressed.
I mean,
You know,
Both trenches were awful. I mean,
yeah,
offensive line was absolutely dreadful.
right.
Defensive line was absolutely dreadful. Yeah, we were getting in the backfield, but we were getting pressure, but not. We were never close to sacking him.
No.
Uh,
And we weren't making tackles.
no.
Trey
So I mean, he's
Hendrickson.
jumping it off, and then the guy's getting 10 yards after the yards after the catch. So
I'm not putting anything on Trey, but I feel like Trey should have been able to have 3, 4, 5 sacks against the left tackle he was playing against. And
Yeah.
you didn't hear a single other defensive lineman's name called. The one time, I think it was a third down, had a chance to sack Brissett. Who was it? Somebody and Hubbard bump into each other. It might have been BJ Hill. Yeah, BJ Hill come right up the gut. They crashed into each other, missed Brissett. It was awful. I mean, and then look, the game was already over, but Cam Taylor-Britt getting run over and carried by Ramondre to end the game.
but that was like
over.
that was the third play. It's
Right.
little things. We talk about situational football. It's Jacoby Brissett getting a first down, when we could have forced it, and that leads to either more time off the clock or poor field position for us when we hold. We couldn't make the play when we needed to make the play.
I mean,
Let's talk about the big one. Zach Taylor punting with 2:20 left and all the timeouts. Thoughts?
If you thought your defense could hold, I'm okay with the call, but we showed no indication that we could force a 3 and out.
Right.
So my feeling was keep the ball, and if not, New England will take 3 knees, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, just I try to, it was just difficult to watch from the get-go. And it's what is it with this team? They can't, we finally have Burrow, who has a normal training camp, a normal preseason, and we can't get off to a good start. And now, we were sitting there talking about a 3-1, 4-1 possible start. Now we go to Kansas City next week. We're looking at 0-2 if we don't pull our head out of our ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
There's nothing else to say. This team needs to go into in a must. It makes us more dangerous, but I haven't seen anything on defense. If we couldn't get to Jacoby Brissett, what are we going to do with Mahomes? Mahomes, given what we had today, would have put 21 points on us at halftime.
Yep. I'm just confused by the 4th and 2 call when we're going for it. I was fine with going for it, but why are we running a screen on that play? There was no reason.
I didn't have a problem with that. I tried. I'm curious to see the advanced film, the all 22. Somebody had to have missed the block. That was the safety that came flying in late. I was watching the game with Jake, and he thought it was Jamar. I thought I saw Jamar locked into another cornerback. I'm really curious to see that play from different angles.
I think they just overloaded the zone, and it was just
a broken
coverage. I think
I really want to see that play on the all 22. Because even afterwards, I don't think I had a problem with it. I'm assuming Jamar was a decoy and hoped to draw the double team, and Yoshi should have been wide open. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know where you're coming from, Riley. I don't disagree with you, but at the moment, I didn't have a problem with it. The one thing, another thing.
My only question was who we threw the ball to. I would have liked somebody with a little more tackle breaking ability than putting our track guy out there. And so I like the call, but I would have liked Chase Brown or somebody else to get that pass, not Yoshi. It's nothing against him, but he doesn't have, if he gets contacted, he's down. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, that's really a scheme play. You're assuming you're going to get it blocked and misdirection. It's an easy first down. That's why. Like, I'm not one, Riley, your dad's incredibly reactionary.
Oh, yeah.
The worst thing ever. If it does work, it was the greatest thing ever. I have no problems looking at a play that didn't work. I don't have a problem with it. I am curious. I'll reserve final judgment. I would like to see the all 22 or other angles, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a good thing Heath isn't here because, he's the Chicken Little of the show. And, he'd be talking about, well, if we lose next week, do we pack it up and clear our benches and play all our rookies? No. So, he's the chicken.
Let two other names I'll throw out there real quick. I think it's officially time, if we're not already there, to put Zach Taylor on the "What the hell are you doing?" watch.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The Bengals are not the franchise that's going to fire him if he goes 10-7 and makes a wild card or has a chance at the playoffs, which is a shame. But Zach Taylor's a real problem. I mean, the offensive game plan in the beginning was dreadful. I'll put that on him. Sorry, guys. And the late, it was bad. Play calling was bad across the board. And then I'll throw one good name out there. I obviously am not the expert in watching all the ins and outs. I'm maybe a little above average. I don't know, but I feel like Dax Hill had a pretty good game. He did over pursue on the first Ramondre Stevenson first down when we gave the ball back to them with 2.5 left. Over pursued a little bit, but I feel like from what I saw, he had a pretty good game in coverage.
He had a good game in coverage, but he missed tackles in the run game. He did not make tackles. He made contact behind the line of scrimmage a bunch of times and just couldn't even slow Stevenson
I
down.
missed some of those. Okay, I missed some of those.
Yeah, but in the coverage game, I agree. I thought he played well. But in the run defense, the whole team missed tackles, lost in the trenches. I mean, they went out there and didn't execute. And you could overcome all that if you don't fumble the ball at your 15 by Charlie Jones. And then Charlie Jones tried to return a couple kicks to make up for it that he should have just let go in the end zone. I mean, catching the ball at the 5, I'd rather take the chance rather than having you run it to the 11, take the chance that we can get it at the 20, especially late in the game. I didn't understand that.
I still need somebody to explain to me why the rule has changed, because it used to be automatic. Stand at your 10. If you take one step back, let it go.
Yeah. I think that was
catching the ball at the 6. I don't understand. I realize going for 2, going for it on 4th, games changed. I can't think of a real reason why that's changed. Stand at your 10, you take 1 step back, that you let that thing go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sat there. I think that was because of the fumble. I think he was trying to make up for it, and he wanted to, but at no point. Then but even when you catch it, you're running protecting. You know what I mean? You're scared. You're running to not fumble the ball instead of running to advance the ball. It's just a different mindset. It's like putting to make the putt versus putting not to miss. You know, you never make the putt. So I don't know. We could sit here, we could talk 30 minutes and say nothing positive about this game.
Yeah.
I have
That's not true.
no. Hold on. We're gonna go to the positive right now. I have one positive.
I have one thing right before we get there. Are we on Lou Anarumo Fire Watch?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think or is this just a personnel?
He did
not 2 3
did
years?
not have his players last year. Now, with the defensive secondary, and if we continue to be horrible against the run, we will be there. Absolutely, Riley.
Right.
But I don't think so yet. He's got to.
I mean, not yet, but if it continues like this, would we be?
Oh,
if it continues like this, yes.
Probably.
No, but all right, my one positive.
Before you say the positive,
right?
The odds that our one positive is the same as -350.
Yeah, it probably is because it's Rico the punter. I mean, that's. I mean, he had an 80-yard kick that one bounce, and that's an 80-yard net.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a 79-yard net, and then he went and punted it 60 yards. So I mean, the guy already, as far as I'm concerned, he's won the punting job. He's got to work on a couple on some finesse of kicking it inside the 10. But other than that, that's the only positive I have. We have our
average. He averaged 64.5, and if I'm not mistaken, his first punt was a nothing, like a 30-yarder type thing.
No, it wasn't 30, but it wasn't
it wasn't good. His first punt wasn't good, but he still averaged 64 on 4 punts. And I touched on it. Well, we're already done with the bad. We're on to the good. So you know what? Jamar was fine. Jamar never got a chance to get unleashed with all everything going on. He was fine. And you know, Jake and I have said this for years watching him play. Is there anybody better in football that catches the ball a yard to 2 yards short of the marker and always gets the first down? It's unbelievable how hard it is to bring him down at point of contact. And he knows where that marker is. He did it a couple times.
And that was my problem on the 4th and 2 play was have somebody who has the ability after contact to get the first down.
Sometimes you try and be too smart by using him as a decoy when he gets it all the time. You can make that case. And the only other thing I'm going to say, we didn't get a chance to talk about T. Higgins because apparently when we did the preview on Thursday, he was fine.
Right.
Enjoy wherever the hell you're going to play next year. If you don't play another down this year, I'll be fine with it. Go away. Done.
What was the reason that he wasn't playing today?
It said hamstring.
Well, the reason that I believe is not, I can't say on air right here, but he's soft. It's that same hamstring. It's a hamstring again. I think the numbers in his 4 years, this is his 5th year. He's over double digits on games missed and hamstring injuries. And it's not like he's ever torn it and missed 8 weeks kind of thing. He misses 3-4 games a year with a hamstring.
Right. All right. Well,
fun in Carolina next year.
We have a good wide receiver room. I wish we had the defensive line depth that we have at receiver. So we have the horses in the stable in the receiver room. So
along that lines, my one positive was outside of the screen that I was hard on him for. Yoshi looked pretty good.
He did.
Smooth.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Gets open in coverage. I mean, he looked good. I mean, I would have loved to seen Burton in there more, especially just because I think he can be more of a game breaker than Yoshi is, and more of that T. Higgins replacement than Yoshi is. Yoshi's more the speed guy, but I think them both being in the receiver room is very much a positive.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I want to say we're on to Kansas City. I mean, they get extra time. I don't know that we gave them. Well, New England kind of gave them a blueprint on what to do in terms of we don't correct it. So, if you think Jacoby Brissett dink and dunked you to death, just wait for Mahomes. They'll be dinking a bigger dunk and an even bigger dunk.
And their defense is elite right now.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
No, so is their O-line. I mean, their O-line is one of the best in the league. 2
years ago.
So, and obviously slow starts isn't anything new for this team, but I just thought this was the year we had we had everything teed up for us. We had a team that we should beat at home, and Burrow with his first regular preseason and training camp, and it still wasn't enough. And once again, we could have overcome all. New England did a lot of things right, and they were coached well, and they're ready to play today. Mayo had a good plan, but we could have overcome all that if without the turnovers. You take away Charlie Jones, you get the touchdown with Tanner Hudson, and it's a different ball game, even with everything.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it was tough. It's tough. Being a Bengal fan's not easy.
Why can't we have nice things?
Never has been.
Quote all Bengals. A quote for all Bengals fans. Why can't we have nice things?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go watch some afternoon games.
I mean, I
Yeah.
found one more positive. I do have one more positive. Gesicki as a receiver I think we finally found a tight end that we can have consistently out there and consistently trust their hands. I mean, he's always been more a receiving back or a receiving tight end than an actual blocking tight end, but that's why we have Sample on the team. Be the blocker when we need you, and Gesicki is just another receiver.
Yeah. Well, when we signed Gesicki, I said he's the Tyler Boyd replacement. Even though he was a tight end, he was basically going to be taking over the Tyler Boyd role on this team, and he looked like he's up for the task. So, would have been nice if he didn't bobble the going to the ground. But we should have had the touchdown on the next play. So, that happened. Yeah, it was like I said, it was going to be a tough catch anyway. But just the emotion of we got a touchdown, and then you come back and you make the play, and then but to have it be where Hudson just goes down at the 3, we have a first down. They just needed to get inside the 5 for the first down. So that reaching out was just, but like I said, we did everything, and we did everything we could to not win today. So, we will be back. Obviously, like I said, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. We give you these right after the game. I know you're going to get more polished shows later on, but we just do this raw reaction video for you right after the game every week. We do the previews on Thursday. Jake will be there. I don't know if Riley, Devin, hopefully you'll make it. But we do the previews on Thursday. So please subscribe, hit the bell. You'll get our stuff. It's all we ask. And hit the thumbs up on this video. I know we aren't happy with the results, but it helps us out in the analytics if you hit the thumbs up on the YouTube analytics. So, and we'll be back Thursday previewing what's going to be a very difficult game in Kansas City. So, with that, I'm going to say hoot everybody. I'm not over. Well, we know how we all feel.
Hoot.
Take care.